everyone, and welcome to our English lesson. Now, yesterday you all did a fantastic job of analysing my writing for me and giving me some stars and some wishes so that I can go on to make my writing even better when I do my second draft. So thank you so much for all of those. We were so impressed to see all of your lovely suggestions and the things that also you thought had gone well. So today it is now time for you to have a look at your writing. So you're going to look at your first draft and we're going to use one of our thinking tools to help us to work out what we've done well and what we might need to do to make our second draft even better. So let me share my PowerPoint with you and then we can think about how we're going to complete this learning. So we don't so much have a learning objective today because we're using our thinking tool. So our thinking tool is our evidence map. Now we have done these at school a couple of times. So hopefully once I show you my next slide, if you haven't remembered already, you will know what I'm talking about. So I have used my writing that you were analysing for me yesterday to model what I would like you to do. But your writing today on your evidence map all needs to be from your work that you did, so your alternative ending. So when we do our evidence maps, do you remember we write in the middle of our page what our success criteria were? So how we were going to be successful in writing our alternative ending and what we needed to remember to include. So I have put possessive apostrophes, contracted form of apostrophes, and conjunctions. So I would like you to pause the video now and draw yourself in the middle of your page, your box that has our success criteria in. Off you go. Right, well done. So hopefully you're now ready to have a look at your writing and see what you've done, what you've included in it, and have a look for some examples. So our first line off of our success criteria box is going to have the title possessive apostrophe. And what you're going to do is you're going to read through your alternative ending and write some examples of where you have used the possessive apostrophe. So my examples are these. I wrote the boy's aeroplane. The aeroplane belonged to the boy. And I also wrote in my writing the astronaut's mission, because the mission belonged to the astronaut. So can you now pause the video, read through your writing, and have a look where are some examples that you have used the possessive apostrophe? Off you go. Well done. Right, next line off of our success criteria box is going to be the contracted form of an apostrophe. So I would like you to pause the video and draw a line and write the contracted form, please, at the top of your next line. Off you go. Right, so now what I'd like you to do is read through your writing, your alternative ending, and see if you can find some examples of where you've used the contracted form. So my examples from my story were, I wrote he'd never been, he and had shortened together to make he'd. They'd reach the mountains, they and had, put them together to make they'd. And lastly, couldn't work out what it was, could and not, put them together to make couldn't. So there's my 3 examples that I have used in my writing. So now I'd like you to pause the video and read through your writing and write your examples down on your evidence map, please. Off you go. Right, our last line then, our last thing that we needed to include in our writing was conjunctions. So you need to draw a line and write the word conjunctions underneath, please. So you can pause the video now so you've got that all ready. Well done. So can you now read through your writing and see if you can find some examples of conjunctions? So remember, those are words like and, but, and so. You've got if, when, because, and that. So see in your writing, have you got any examples? My examples were, suddenly he spotted a flicker of light and flew his rockets towards the moon. And I've just really lightly shaded in my conjunction there, so I know that that's the word that is the conjunction. My second example, the boy could smell a funny smell, but he couldn't work out what it was. So I've shaded in the word but, because that's my conjunction, isn't it? And lastly, when they arrived, the boy was shocked. So I've shaded in the word when, because that's one of my conjunctions, isn't it? So I would like you now to go and have a read through your writing and write your examples down from what conjunctions you have used in your writing. Off you go. Right, well done. The last thing I would like you to do, so now you've had a look at whether you have used the possessive apostrophe, the contracted form of an apostrophe, and whether you've used conjunctions. So you might be feeling super brilliant with yourself because you have done all three of those things. Or you might be thinking to yourself, I've used a possessive apostrophe, but I haven't used a contracted one. So based on what you have done, I'm going to stop sharing my screen with you. I would like you in your book to write yourself a next step. So what do you need to make sure you include in your next draft? If you included all three in your first draft, what could you do to make your writing even better? You might want to look back at our launch page for our even better if. What could you do to make your writing even better next time if you have used all three? Okay, so write your next step underneath your evidence map, and then if you could send those through to your teacher, that would be fantastic. And then we'll be all set up, ready tomorrow to write our final draft and then send it to our friends. I'm so excited for you all to read each other's stories. It's going to be brilliant. So off you go, have a fantastic English task in your lesson, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.